Americans are forever searching for love in forms it never takes, in places it can never be. It must have something to do with the vanished frontier. I've been thinking about that quote from Cat's Cradle a lot recently. I felt it when I was out at sea, staring at a vast, endless horizon. It made me think, now that we live in a developed world of dense city streets and bustling crowds, what are we missing without the wild frontier of our past? Were people happier back then when there weren't so many places to find happiness? The title of Cat's Cradle refers to a children's game played with a long strand of string. You force the string into this complex web, and then you take turns melding the web into different patterns. But the thing is, it never really looks like a cat's cradle. And so in the book, Vonnegut writes, "No wonder kids grow up crazy. A cat's cradle is nothing but a bunch of X's between somebody's hands, and little kids look and look and look at all those X's, but there's no damn cat and no damn cradle." The distractions of the digital age make one big cat's cradle. We are surrounded by constant entertainment, events, and obligations, twisting and turning us every which way until you're lost in one messy string. And we no longer have an endless stretch of horizon where we can pull our string into any direction that we choose. And I know we still have the depths of the ocean and the infinite space to keep us venturing, but pursuing our explorer's instinct has become less and less accessible. I think that matters because nowadays, whenever you want to get away from things, it seems harder to leave without a wilderness at your doorstep. Even within technology and media, we find echoes of the desire to explore. I remember when Minecraft first came out, and you truly felt like a pioneer thrust into the unknown. The first time I played was filled with pure awe at the limitless possibilities. I didn't know much because when Minecraft was in beta, there wasn't a swath of perfect on-hand information. All I knew was that I had to survive, and to do that, I had to explore and try new things. And so I did. I chopped wood, foraged for food, I figured out how to make the very basics, and I had the all too relatable first night experience of making my first shelter, a little confused and a little scared of everything as I fared through the first night. And that simplicity meant everything. The player is mesmerized by the moon, the stars, and the stillness of the night. For once, I wasn't overwhelmed with choices I was told I should do. I could make a house, I could farm and hunt, I could make stupid decisions, and it was all a part of learning something foreign to me. Nowadays, Minecraft is incredibly well documented and established. There are so many guides and insanely talented builders and creators, but as a byproduct, I don't feel that same spark anymore. It goes into this very specific term called Trumspringa, the longing to wander off of your career track in pursuit of a simple life. That's why we travel, to remember that we do not always have to be held hostage by the modern age. Sometimes what you need is a little meadow to take solace in and say, this is enough. On that note, I think a lot of us fantasize about picking up some remote job and then escaping to the ends of the earth to find what would make us happy. But I'm not sure if there are any actual answers there. Nevertheless, Firewatch is a game set in the deep Wyoming wilderness about two Firewatch lookouts who do exactly that.
Hello, Two Forks Tower.
Hello? Whoever this is?
First we have Henry, our player character, who is desperately trying to escape the terrible development of his wife's dementia.
She's sick, and I shouldn't be here, but I am.
And then we have his only point of contact, Delilah, stationed at another lookout tower. Delilah toes the line between being witty and facetious, but she's running away from serious issues just the same.
I've just lied about it for over 10 years. And, for some reason, I wanted you to know.
The two bond over the course of the summer, and at points it feels like a relationship is blossoming, at least from Henry's end.
I don't talk to the other lookouts as much as I talk to you. Not in the same way. And I know you're not really available, but I want you to know, well, Maybe it'd be nice to get together at the end of the summer. Look, we don't have to plan or even talk about it. I'm just having the thought. I wish I was over there.
I wish you were too.
In a way, Henry sees romance with Delilah as a way out from the awful situation he's in back home. But distance doesn't make their problems just evaporate into thin air. Instead, Henry never even actually gets to meet Delilah and ends up more or less as brokenhearted as he began.
Hello? Is anybody there?
Hi. Yeah, it's me.
You're not here.
No. Don't be mad.
I'm not.
I just couldn't be out there for another minute.
I get it.
You do?
I think so.
Now I know that's a brutal, unsatisfying ending, one that many people get upset about. But I see it in a more optimistic light. Maybe now, Henry is ready to confront his tragedy and grief. Because if you venture forth into the vast frontier and take nothing away from it other than the fact that you must come home and face your problems, then you have still taken away something very valuable.
So, what about me?
I think you should go to Julia, and then you can figure it out. Maybe put that typewriter to good use. Give me a sexy accent or something if you write about this.
Yeah.
You gotta go see her.
Yeah, sure.
Henry, Look, you came out to put your memories behind you, and they're still right there in front of you.
You're right. I think you're right.
Good.
So back to the quote. Americans are forever searching for love in forms it never takes, in places it can never be. It must have something to do with the vanished frontier. I think the quote is about escapism. And I don't mean that in a bad way. That's what the frontier was back in the day. A physical space where you could imagine the best of your life's dreams tucked away in some meadow, valley, or mountaintop. Nowadays, escapism comes in many, many forms. It comes from playing games, or immersing yourself in beautiful stories, or finding a frontier of your own in faraway places. I myself have had the wonderful fortune to be able to travel a ton this year. But what you and I have to remember is that at some point, you have to come home. And that's okay. We like to think that love and happiness is found in some perfect form of yourself and what you can achieve, in some faraway place where you've got everything put together and in the right place. But you are always going to be living in this messy string of life, this cat's cradle, and so not everything you do has to have meaning to be good for you. At some point in the book, there's a quote that I remember even more than the first one. It reads, "Live by the harmless lies that make you brave and kind and healthy and happy." Thanks for listening.